Welcome back. And it's Graham.
Yeah.
Woo.
All right, cool.
Well, we nailed that, didn't we?
Heck yeah.
Heck
We
yeah,
are so good at this.
we're so good at this, guys. Can't you tell?
I was asked earlier, like, hey, so how many people do you have watching? I was like, we're not gonna talk about that, right?
We're not going to talk about that.
We're not gonna talk about that. In our mind, we're wild,
No,
super popular.
we're just getting together to talk about give our little an insight into what this all was and what we think of it. And don't worry, we're not ending it. We're still going. But yeah, just a fun way to look back, right? Kind of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we started off knowing we wanted to do cults, and then I don't exactly remember how the political cults was chosen to be the first. I think we might have been slightly inspired by current events.
I think that, and I think that we were talking about political cults and like we knew we would cover, and I'm glad we did it first.
Yeah, I am too. I know that we had some haters,
Yeah, but like
but
good to get them out of the way at the front. You know what I mean? So, hey, and if they're still with us, then they're not really haters. They're fans. So it's cool. Like if you see us for a clip and then you write something nasty and then you never bother with us again, you don't like us, you're a hater. That's fine. But if you repeatedly come back, you're a fan, baby. Fan, baby.
that's awesome.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, there's been a lot. Amy, what was it like starting a podcast? Like what were your ideas going into it, and what is something that maybe is different that you have found now that you've done a few episodes and we've been at it for a little bit now?
I think the main thing that I was wanting is to actually just know more about things. And that this has been the absolute perfect thing to inspire me to learn about different topics. And um, I don't know why I needed to have something that was more structured and maybe more time sensitive to inspire me to actually do this type of research.
Sure.
But it's perfect. And I don't
Yeah.
even really give a shit that nobody listens or anything like that. But I'm really happy about gaining more knowledge on different subjects. And even if it's the most random shit ever that
Sure.
nobody really cares, but I think all of the topics that we have are extremely interesting to me. And then
Same.
I also have realized that no matter what topic we've chosen, I still feel like we brushed the surface on it. And I've been noticing, like even today, I was like, I feel like keep like, I mean, some of these topics are like, Jesus fucking Christ,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
Like today, I was even like trying to figure out like, okay, I need to just seal it and just move on because if I just keep going, like some of these topics just go fucking ever.
That's been kind of every subject, I think, has been like,
Yeah.
okay, we've both multiple times, I know, throughout us researching and chatting and like getting our notes together, no matter what the subject was, we have both been like, we just have to put a stop right here. We can't keep going because we will literally go on forever. And when you think about it, I listen to podcasts. I know you listen to podcasts. And I mean, there are whole series of podcasts that cover just MAGA, just one political cult, just the LaRouche movement, just what's going on with Hun Sen in Cambodia. And they have years of content over these subjects. We understand, I think we both understand that we're just scratching the surface, trying to find information in a place that seems to just breed misinformation. Like it's really hard to do research and find actual factual evidence of something, finding real quotes, real documents to look at. There's so much misinformation out there, and so we just try to latch on to what we know is true and what we find that's true, that's fact-based, and that we check vet our sources, we make sure that we're doing all of that so that at least even if we're not bringing you all of the information the information we're bringing, we know is factual because it's not all of it. I mean, it's never gonna I don't that's also not how we've set up our podcast. We just wanna talk about a lot of different subjects, so it is kinda sad stepping away from some of them, though, for me personally. Like, I want to keep going on some of these, and I want it to be like, "Oh, we're gonna record for, like, 8 hours on this episode," because there's so much, but I know we can't,
Yeah.
I know we're just not set up for that. That's not what our format is, so
I mean, maybe eventually we'll find a topic where we're just like, "Okay, we're gonna do a whole
Mhm.
season on this," because
Yeah,
how else are we going to
right.
cover it? I mean,
It's
nobody
true.
wants to listen to a 4-hour podcast. We're gonna have to break this shit
It
up and then
Exactly. That's kind of like well, the great thing about this being our podcast and we're doing it for us first is that we can't change it up. We can't change the format and we can add a whole nother element to it in the future if we want to, because it truly is it's like a passion project for both of us that is something that we both share. And we love if other people want to share with us, but we're gonna do this regardless, I feel.
mhm, yeah,
You know.
definitely.
We're gonna bitch into a microphone as long as we can afford to.
As long as they're fucking dumbass fucking dudes out there
Seriously.
bitching about stuff, we're joining them, motherfuckers.
Mm, 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 mm.
We're here, we're queer.
But maybe we are. Maybe we are. So what were you when you were doing research for MAGA, for Hudson, for Brazil, Taliban, what were you doing to decompress out of those kind of horrific things? Like, were you watching a certain show? Were you watching certain like films at that time? Were you reading books, listening to what music? Like, what were you doing in the background to keep yourself from like vomiting from some of the information and photos that we have to look at to do this research?
I kind of I kind of mix it up to where sometimes I'm listening to, like, any kind of, like, calming ambient,
Okay.
just, like, no words or anything, just plain music, just
Yeah.
something random on YouTube, and, sometimes I'm also gonna have some funny TikToks going, like, there's a guy that, he has a neighbor that plays his drums all the time, and so he just goes outside and he just dances to it.
I love that.
And he just
I
makes
love
up
that.
words to
That's amazing.
it's the funniest shit, and so
Too
sometimes I'll just, like, watch
too bad
dumb
nobody
shit.
danced to our drumming, your drumming.
I
Boo.
mean, we
Parents suck when you have a drum set, you're a teenager. No, dad was cool. My dad, he let us set up in the house and play.
yeah,
Poor
yeah,
parents.
he's yeah.
Oh, poor parents.
What were you, watching and listening to?
What was I?
Yeah, what were you watching and listening to?
I was wrapping up Handmaid's Tale. So now you can see why I had this like underlying animosity underneath there. I was like, "Ooh, motherfuckers." I was so angry. It was beautiful. I love that show. I love that show. I thought they did a great job. And the ending was beautiful. I was so happy. But I was, yeah, I was heated. That show made me feel a way whenever I would watch it. So I switched and I started listening to a lot of Gogo Bordello while I was doing like working my way through like the end of MAGA and Brazil and Hun Sen. It was heavy into Gogo Bordello, which is great because it's very much about like revolution and fuck the man and, eat the rich and all of that. So it was like really inspiring while I was doing that stuff. And then I took a turn and when I researching the Taliban stuff, I was listening to Watsky, like a lot of Watsky and like Megan the Stallion and like a lot of hip hop. I don't know why, but the Taliban, I was like, they're inspiring hip hop in me. So some of that stuff, yeah. But Yeah, that was about it, but I did finish Handmaid's Tale. I remember it was, like, right when we started doing the research for MAGA, and I was like, "Oh," I was so angry. I hated all the men, all of them. But speaking of, we have news. We have some news. MAGA, a lot has happened since we talked about it. It's been fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do wanna shout out Indiana. I mean, did you hear about that shit?
Yeah. Are you talking about the gerrymandering stuff? Or what are
Yeah,
you referring to?
the new districting
Yeah, the
map.
redistricting, yeah. Okay.
Redistricting? Yeah, they're like, "No, that." And I honestly think it was because they're fucking, like, lazy and they don't wanna have to go through all of that trouble of redoing all of the fucking districts and changing all of that, like and so that's fine, you
Yeah,
know? Like,
sure.
hell yeah. I'm glad it didn't.
That's hilarious, though.
But, the thing that I have written down is the, deporting of naturalized citizens
But yeah,
where like, which, I mean, you know why I'm personally worried about that,
of course.
but it's what makes me worried is, like, we already know how often people have things planted and things happen to them that they have no way of proving did not happen. For example, a police officer is searching somebody's car and they happen to have some drugs in their pocket. While they're searching the car, they will plant the drugs. And this type of thing does happen. And what worries me is that it's going to be something that maybe ICE agents will also be doing whenever they are taking somebody who maybe is a naturalized citizen. They went through the entire immigration process. They came here legally. They have no priors, nothing, except they'll say, while we were searching their car, their vehicle, we found these drugs. And then boom, they have a reason to deport them and to revoke their citizenship. I see this happening just,
Yeah.
it's just gonna keep getting worse and worse, really.
Well, no, I know they're deporting veterans, like, they're deporting my god, everyone is getting deported. I'm surprised you and me haven't gotten deported, to be honest. We look very white, though, so we have that. I have Donald Trump and his friends are spiraling, which is what I've seen. Killing unarmed people in the water, that seems to be a biggie. Deporting
Uh,
American citizens and legal immigrants. Epstein, gerrymandering voted down. MTG defecting. And I wrote this down and I do want to talk to you about it. Things will go back, but they will never be the same. And I heard this on a podcast actually earlier today. And I think there's like I mean, not a fear, but like everybody's wondering. We know that there's going to be a day where Donald Trump, that will happen. But where do we go from here? You know what I mean? Like that's such a question. Like what does it look like after the fact? And I don't know how this division is going to be healed that quickly even with him gone. Like it's not like things are just going to fall back into place automatically. Like a lot of damage has been done, you know.
yeah, it really has, and not just that, like, he's made it his mission to hire as many as of his butt buddies as he possibly can, and whether they are fucking qualified or not,
They are.
you know, if they have their tongue inside his butthole, he's like, "Fucking sign them up." And yeah, so his ideals will be carried out, um, regardless of him being there or not, you know?
That's true.
But I tend to think that personally, if you think of things like in a historical aspect, what we're witnessing is very like upsetting view of what the end of Christianity is looking like. And so if you look back at history, you know, like whenever like certain religions they kind of die off, like it's always very, there's a lot of unrest. It's very brutal. And I kind of see that that's what's happening right now is and it's they're clinging on and they're really doing as much as they can to keep this going. And there's a huge population of people who don't believe in Jesus Christ. And there's a huge population who do. And the ones that do for some well, I'm not gonna speak for all of them, but a lot of them, they think that other people should be as well. And there's some that, like, really hope others would, and then there's some that think that they should no matter what. Like,
Yeah.
"You're gonna fucking believe in this."
Like
Like,
lines will be crossed if you don't. Yeah.
remember whenever you're younger and your parents are like, "You're going to church," you know? It's like, it's just fucking ridiculous, but
Yeah.
I kinda see that that's happening. I do know that history does repeat itself, but the reason why so many, crazy leftists are getting fucking bent out of shape is because we're witnessing the repeating and the cycling through different historical events. It's like we are smart enough to realize that, and we should be able to turn it around and be like, we're not going to do that again,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, of course.
But there's just not enough people who are actually smart enough to realize that, and then they don't really understand. It's like you're at a cliff and you're on the ledge, and they take a step, take a step, take a step, and then they're like, "This ledge is huge, like, there's so much room," until you're falling down and you're slipping off the fucking edge, and I feel like a lot of people, they're not gonna really understand that there's a fucking cliff and there's, like, jagged rocks down at the bottom until they're fucking gouged and
Sure.
dead,
Sure.
you know?
I agree. You know, the I was thinking about this earlier and I was like, I'm trying to I'm really trying to think of like the presidents that I have that are in my living memory, the ones that have been
Yeah,
president since I've been alive. And I'm not going to say which ones those are because I'm not going to date myself, but there's been a few. Okay. There's been a handful. I am thinking about when their term ended, regardless of if they were rerunning or regardless of all of that, when their term ended. And I have never seen people latch on to an ex-president like his supporters did when Biden was in office and he had already, you know, stepped out of presidency because we saw how it went. It was awful.
yeah,
But, like, when his presidency term ended, they still talked about him all the time. They still acted like he was almost like he was still president. And I was trying to think back, like, has that ever happened? Like, even when Obama was running, was that like that? And I'm like, I don't think it was. People either were going to vote for them or they weren't, but they weren't making billboards about it. They weren't still wearing the shirts about it and the hats and going to rallies about it. That's a uniquely Trump thing. And it's a showman weird thing. You know what I mean? Like he looks like a showman, he acts like a showman, he talks, he walks. Like, right? If it quacks like a fucking
yeah,
duck?
no, he
I mean,
he
I
knows
just
exactly what he's doing.
that's what he has always been to me. He's always on. He's always on, like, there's some kind of character. He's always on. And like it's so I don't see them as being his supporters. I see them as being his followers, his fans, because like they held on to him after he was out of office.
Yeah,
Guys, come
yeah,
on. Why do you guys
you guys
what? It's they're bootlicking. It's gross.
that's grossly. And the funniest thing is, like, whenever Biden and there was, all of that shit happened, like the polls this and the polls that,
Mhm.
the voter fraud and all this shit. And then whenever he won, it's like, so there's no voter fraud now because he won. It's I mean, it's back ass. I was gonna say back ass word. It is really ass back.
It's back
No
asswards.
matter what it is, no matter the way you think about it, I mean, the division is horrific. I hope that we can, turn it around eventually, but the if he is not going to really do something, I mean, he's already doing fucking all kinds of crazy shit,
Oh man,
but
he's
that's
spiraling.
something he really to do something to end our system that has been in place for hundreds of years. If he does something to completely end it, then he's setting it up for somebody else to do so,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
Well, let's you wanna get off of MAGA because I don't like being in there
Yeah.
longer than I need to be.
Absolutely.
You wanna talk about Brazil?
Yes. So what I have on them, and I don't know if I'm taking something that you're planning on talking about,
Go ahead,
but
take it.
so Bolsonaro's eldest son, did you read about that? Okay, so anyway, Bolsonaro's eldest son, Flavio, announced his intention to run for president in 2026, and he was chosen by his father. Believe it. So, anyways, that's the tea that I have.
Ugh,
So he's gonna try and run against next
against
year.
Lula? Oh my
Well, I don't
god.
know if Lula, but
Yeah,
I
if
haven't.
he's running I don't know if he is either.
Yeah,
I watched him yelling about stuff on stage earlier. I was watching a little clip, and this is what I took back from it. So Bolsonaro, he's on house arrest, for what 27 years, I think. He tried to remove his ankle monitor and like recently got caught. And I just thought that was so funny. Like, could you imagine him in there just like, I gotta get and I know, I know. And Lula found out about it and he was on stage just like he tried to take his ankle monitor off, and then he was gonna come down and try to kill me again or something. I was like, "Oh, the you 2 are adorable." So that was kind of funny. I saw him talk about him trying to remove his, ankle monitor, and there's actually been a rise in violence against women recently. I saw that. I also saw that 40% of Brazil still is in support of Bolsonaro to this day, so his son might actually have a good shot of getting it. And then Trump takes back sanctions against Judge Moraes. So Trump had issued remember they had issued the tariffs in retaliation for them locking up Bolsonaro? Well, then they took the tariffs back because it's bad for business, of course. But what they did instead was they slapped a sanction on the judge that prosecuted Bolsonaro, like, for, like, war crimes for convicting him. He said it was a witch hunt. Well, he in very quiet ways, he took those sanctions back. He didn't announce that he did, but he did take the sanctions back. So the judge is good. He's fine. He's don't worry, he's good to return to work.
well, they don't call him fucking Taco Trump for nothing.
I'm like, "You fucking crazy motherfucker, man. Like, what are you doing?" It's so stupid. Anyways, I didn't mean to get back on Trump, but I mean, Brazil has a lot to do with us, and we have a lot to do with them right now.
Well, Trump is the leading cause of ending all, conflicts in the world. You didn't know
Of
that.
course, he's had 8
Yeah.
8 wars. He
And
stopped
and he's
he
also
stopped
yeah, and then he solved the Cambodia and Thailand
Oh, yeah.
issue.
Do you wanna get into
He
that?
put a ceasefire on that. Fucking let's do it,
Okay, let's get
motherfucker.
into
Okay,
it.
let's get into it.
Because, guys, it's bullshit. I just read this morning, today, that they are in their 6th day of military occupation on the border. They are still in conflict, and both sides Hun Sen's son is in charge, plus Hun Sen, let's be honest, and then the
Yeah.
dude on the Thai side are both saying, "No, we're not gonna stop." So there is no ceasefire. There has been no ending of the conflict. There hasn't been any talks. These 2, Cambodia and Thailand, they don't know who the fuck Trump is, guys. Like they're in war right now. They're essentially at war right now. Yeah.
And from what I read, throughout the border, 700,000 people have had to flee the border
Mhm.
because of this,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're just trying to find somewhere to live, and
No. And Hun Sen has a whole bunch of property, but he's not going to give that up to anyone. He's going to keep that within his family,
yep,
his interests. So, once again, the people of Cambodia are needing aid, and once again, the family is not not giving aid and putting them in a further decimation. I mean, really. Like, I feel like they've been fighting, and then it's like the government's forcing its people to fight, but not to assist with that, and what that looks like, is what it looks like to me, you know? So, Hun Sen's like, "Die for me," essentially, but, like, for what? For what? Like, you can't even give these people safe harbor, you know? It's sad. It's really sad. So I did read about that. And then in Afghanistan, all I read about was that, it's still the morality police are still hitting the streets hard. They're arresting men, they're arresting women. They just recently detained 4 young men for dressing up as Peaky Blinders characters. Did you see that?
Did you see that? Yeah, I did. And I also saw that women in Herat are being turned away from hospitals and
Yeah.
they're not wearing a burqa. So no
Yeah.
matter what is happening to them, they have to leave and go get dressed in a burqa and then go back to the hospital or
I
else they
know.
won't get
I feel so bad for the ladies over there.
yeah.
Like, I really do. I feel like I mean, not I don't know, not bad for them, I just feel like I wish in a different world, you know what I mean? Like, I wish different for them, I guess. I wish we had better to report on Afghanistan, but as long as the Taliban holds that country then in power, then, like, that's what it's gonna look like, because 'Cause they're not bending on any of their strict, extreme beliefs, religious beliefs.
Religious beliefs.
But that's really all I got. I mean, other than we all know what's going on in the MAGAverse right now because it's down our throats 24/7. Everywhere you turn, it's somewhere. But I thought it was smart to like update on Brazil and Cambodia and Afghanistan because I don't think people regularly access that. And now that they're like something we researched, I find myself like wanting to know about what's going on there more than I ever did before, which is something I've really enjoyed from this doing this podcast. It's like not just that I'm learning more about things, but that I have a vested interest to keep up with these events now. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Our thoughts are with the people of Cambodia and Thailand and Afghanistan and Brazil and of course, United States. And
Oh, yeah. Hang in there, guys.
one day at a time. And if you can't do that, 1 minute at a time.
It's true. It's true. And if you want to hear two badass bitches bitch about stuff, then you can listen to us and we'll
Yep.
always be around for you.
And the topics may not be very uplifting. Sometimes we say witty and funny things. And
That's right.
yeah, all wrapped up in a, semi-professional podcast setting. I mean, look at this studio here.
I love your studio.
Definitely.
I heard that I have a mic issues every single time. I guess that my mic has been through the shit ringer. Like, I've had to replace my mic, and then I had an echo on my mic that I didn't realize, so that's fun episode for you guys. Sorry, whatever. It's just gonna whatever. But I
My
figured it all out.
stomach virus last week.
Oh, yeah, you had the stomach virus.
I'm like, I got to shit. I'll back.
Yeah, that's right. I had to file a missing persons report for somebody recently, which was something I had hoped I could get out of this life without having to do.
Of course, they are fine.
They're fine. Everybody, they're fine. Not that you even know what I'm talking about, but they were found.
Yeah.
Fun. Plus, oh, fun. You know, um,
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm getting some new tongs for Christmas, so I'm excited.
hell yeah, dude. That's badass. I want some tongs, some real mean motherfuckers. Snap, snap.
No, none of those plastic bullshits, professional ones. So yeah,
Yeah,
looking
mine are
forward to
like
that.
silicone and metal.
So, I'll be trying to like something, and then I cut the plastic tip off of fucking, oh, like, yeah, yeah.
We got a new cheese grater. I'm sure everybody if anybody's listening to this, know about these bitches fucking kitchen appliances and shit. But I did. We got this cheese grater. Listen, no lie. It's
Is
a
it for
great
the
grater. No, it's just like a
oh,
one flat one, you know? But it's
okay.
so fucking mean. I have almost cut my finger off like 3 different times. I have like just holes in my fingers now. So I told Sam I'm not grating cheese anymore.
Bloodthirsty cheese.
I'm not. He can grate the cheese. Otherwise I'm buying grated cheese. I don't care if there's sawdust in it or whatever the fuck.
I'll send you a cut glove like my kids use.
I do need one. Yes, get me that. Get me the safety grater. Like whatever, like, you know, they got safety
Whatever, like,
scissors. I need a safety grater.
this I'll get you one of those, kid chopsticks too. What
I
else
need
do you
all of
need?
that.
I need all of them.
Please, somebody help me out. I'm really struggling over here. Okay, well, we could stop talking about ourselves and we could wrap this up. We hope you guys enjoyed. This was just kind of a look back on what we thought, and I'm enjoying it. Amy, are you enjoying it?
Absolutely,
Well, we're
and
gonna
I
keep
hope
on fucking doing
everyone
it
who is
then.
listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna keep doing it if nobody listens or if anybody doesn't like it. I don't give a shit.
Well, I don't care if you report us to the fucking FCC. I'm still gonna find a way to do it. Like,
Pry my microphone out of my
cold
dead
dead
hand
ends. Yes, exactly. All right. Well, I guess that's it for now.
for the season rewind, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.